Whoa, legendary!
Welcome to another Top 5 Crystal 5. Today we're gonna talk about the top 5 legendaries from Saviors of Uldum. The new expansion is just around the corner and all of us can't wait to open our packs, but let's see which legendaries should we be hoping to get. I will be opening more than 150 Saviors of Uldum packs live on my stream on Tuesday, so feel free to drop by and wish me luck. Now let's get into the cards. The new set promises a lot of great legendaries, and all of them seem to have great potential. Every class got either a really cool quest or a minion or both, and it kinda depends on what classes you're looking forward to playing. Let's start off with the greatest neutral cards of the set. I'm sure nobody is surprised Zephyrus the Great is in this list. He's simply great. Zephyrus will always try to give you free great cards that fit your situation. He can only pick from basic and classic cards, and he will only look at the information available to both players. Depending on the board state, number of cards in each player's hand, available mana, whether there are secrets on the board or not, number of cards left in the deck, and so on, he will try to pick the perfect card for your situation. He can even look for lethal. You have to keep in mind that Zephyrus will not take the cards in your hand into consideration, so if you want to influence his decisions and guide him to a specific card, you need to drop something from your hand so you have better odds of getting the card you're hoping for. A good example would be if your opponent is at 12 health and you have a Fireball and a Zephyrus in hand and you have 10 mana. If you throw the Fireball and Zephyrus after that, you should be guaranteed the second Fireball for the lethal. This card is really flexible, and as long as you manage to meet the criteria of no duplicates in your deck, it should be quite solid. The question is, will Bomb Warrior ruin the no duplicates decks, or will it somehow fall from the meta? It's really weird Blizzard implemented this old mechanic back into the game while there's a tier 1 deck that absolutely destroys it. If Bomb Warriors don't fall off the meta on their own, I believe we'll finally see a nerf for the Bomb Warriors, but time will tell. Next we have a card that feels a lot like the Lich King and Ziliax, Siamat. It feels like those two because it goes so well in almost any deck, and it's super flexible. Again, it's very decision based, and you need to know exactly what you want to achieve with this card. You can do so much with it for only 7 mana. Being able to give it Rush and Wind Fury or Rush and Divine Shield is really strong, and it's even an elemental, so Shamans will probably love it. No deck requirements for this guy to work, so I think this is the best card a new player can craft for their collection from the new expansion. It's just super strong and flexible, and new players can fit it in pretty much any of their decks, so craft away. So these were the two best neutral legendaries. Now let's see the best class legendaries and why I chose them for this list. Starting off with the Shaman quest, Corrupt the Waters. This card feels very good for the Shaman class, and I believe it will see a lot of play once the patch hits and throughout its life and standard as well. Being able to double Battlecry is going to be quite strong, and Control Shaman would love to have this in their arsenal. Being in the lackey era of Hearthstone, there are so many ways to get cheap battlecries, and you will probably be able to finish this quest as early as turn 6 or 7. Both Hagatas and Shudderwock would work really great with this deck as well, since decks that run those are also battlecry heavy anyway, but you will have to decide which hero power you would value more. You can even do a 6 damage AoE on turn 10 with Hagata if push comes to shove. If you have the coin, you can even use it with a Shudderwock, but you don't really need to do it for the deck to work anyway. Overall, if you are enjoying Shaman, I think this would be a safe craft for most. Basically, I think we can all agree that these 3 are definitely top 3 from the new expansion, but for the other 2, it pretty much depends on the person. The power level of the rest of the cards is pretty close, so it kinda comes down to personal preference here. That being said, the next card on my list is the Warlock legendary minion, Dark Pharaoh Tekon. I really like this card, and I think it can bring Warlock decks back into the meta. It's a 5 mana 4/4, so you're losing some tempo playing it, but it gives you quite the effect. I'm not too sure if Zoo will find a place for this card, but maybe a more mid-range oriented deck would better utilize it. If you play it on 6 with a lackey to go with it, it would be a tempo gain actually, so it really does feel more mid-rangey than Zooey to me. Also, if you already have a lackey on the board, it would buff up to a 4/4 as well, so this basically forces your opponent to clear every lackey you play on the board, which is a nice side effect. Overall, it's not a broken card, but I feel it can have a good influence on the Warlock class, so that is why I'm including it in this list. And lastly, we have the Rogue quest, Bizarre Burglary. I've seen a lot of different opinions about this card, but I feel it's gonna be stronger than most people think. The main reason is that it's not that hard to activate this quest before turn 4. The new common spell Rogue got gives the quest insane support, and technically you can even have the quest completed on turn 1 with 2 preps and 2 clever disguises, if you have the coin, but that's like a 1 in a million mulligans. Topher is also a good cheap way of getting the quest nice and early, and the Spirit of the Shark combined with a Fox or a Henge Clan Burglar is also pretty good. We might even see Tess finally getting played in a competitive deck. This would definitely be a part of a fun deck with all sorts of Burgle mechanics, but I'm not completely sure it would be meta just yet. But I guess time will tell. So that's it for this video, guys. Best of luck in your pack openings. Hope to see you on my stream tonight as well. Thanks for watching. I'm Kris05 and I'll see you in my next video.